Okay, so I'm 9 years old, and I'm standing in front of Temple Sinai. My sister and I just got out of Hebrew school, and I hate Hebrew school. I've been there an entire school year, and the only thing I've learned is Hashem Shali Sandy. My name is Sandy. So if they open up a Costco in the Gaza Strip, I could maybe get a job as a greeter. We're waiting for our mom. She comes around. We could hear her a mile away. She's in our old Dodge Dart. The muffler is dragging. Sparks are flying. She pulls up. My sister and I jump in. And we know right away she's really angry about something. Because when my mother's mad, her face swells up. Her eyes bulge. She looks like a combustible Ernest Borgnine. Like her whole head might just explode. And I'm thinking, what have I done wrong? I cheated on a math test that week and I broke her favorite mug, but I'm not sure what it's going to be. And then she tells us, no more Hebrew school, no more temple, we've been kicked out. So Rhonda and I look at each other. It's like our out of jail free card. God has answered our prayers. Apparently, the rabbi, Bagelman, has decided to use the slush fund to go on a trip to Israel to bring back the 10 Commandments. Now, I'm 9. I'm a literal thinker. And I don't understand, why would the state of Israel give a reformed temple in Queens the 10 Commandments? I mean, those pillars would cost a fortune, and if we could get them, shouldn't they be at the Museum of Natural History, like next to the Rosetta Stone? But when I ask my mother, she tells me I'm an idiot, that they're just replicas, so I know to shut up. So we get home, and my house, this is the least of our problems, because our house has a kitchen table with a stack of bills that will never be paid. We never have any money. And the real elephant in our living room is my poor sister Rhonda. She's 2 years older than I am, and she was born with congestive heart disease. So my earliest memories were waiting for her to come back from Boston Children's Hospital with a room filled with gauze pads and Physoderm and whatever remedy to just keep her healthy. And the doctor said the prognosis was really shitty. But we didn't believe it, because Rhonda and I were just regular sisters. We just played doing regular things. So, like, for instance, we had no money, so we shared a pair of roller skates. But we didn't take turns. We each put one skate on. We would go outside, and we mastered the art of the roll walk. And we would synchronize down Yellowstone Boulevard. And we never really thought anything of it. That was the way we lived. Time went by, and the inevitable became our reality. In the summer of 1974, my poor sister suddenly died of a heart attack, and she was only 21 years old, and I was 18. And in our devastation, we had no rabbi and no temple. We had used that get-out-of-jail card free. We never went back. We didn't know what to do. So our friends sent us to Rabbi Schwartz at the Parkside Memorial Chapel because we needed to have a service. We walked into that horrible building, and I hated him on sight. This man looked and he smelled like an everything bagel. He even had like an errant poppy seed between his two fronts. He had on a brown suit that was shining where his wife probably ironed it. He was just a hot mess. He had snowflake-sized dandruff. But he's what we got. We weren't members of any tribe at this point. And we gave him a list. We said, you have to say what's on this paper. And he did. He told the congregation about my beautiful sister, who was a painter and a student and a love of life, who never, ever complained about anything. She was a daughter and a sister. And of course, he then mispronounced my mother's name, calling her Greta instead of Greta, but we were splitting hairs at this point. But after that day, we were done. We were angry at God. We were angry at a religion and a rabbi who had turned us away so many years before. No more groggers on Purim, no more Hanukkah, no more anything. I mean, sure, I love being Jewish. Nothing made me happier than hearing my mother call the neighbor's daughter Mieskite, which means ugly, or watching my grandmother in her kitchen with those long lady bits, making stuffed cabbage, ventilating the whole kitchen. But that was it. We were really done. And time passed, and I became an adult, and the anger and the pain subsided, and I finally married a really nice guy who wasn't Jewish, but not by design. It just happened that way. And he had the same amount of cynicism as I did. So we decided to raise our kids with just the fun stuff like Christmas and Hanukkah, but there would be no bar mitzvahs on my watch. There would be no brises, no sewing handicams and whitefish, all of it, none. Well, time went on and something funny really happened. My kids grew up and they had minds of their own. And my daughters at 25, twins, went on Birthright, which is this incredible experience that doesn't cost anything. And my kids got to see Israel and what it was like to really be Jewish. And they came home, they'd been bat mitzvahed at Masada, and they talked about swimming in the Dead Sea. And they were young Jewish women. And I thought, I can now let go of my anger and have faith in people, maybe not a religion, but in the kind of people who gave them this experience. And I would be so proud to be a mom to a daughter who has a bar mitzvah child and stand there, because you cannot escape who you are, because Hashem Shali, Sandy.